My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Cobalt Core. Alright, in the last episode we unlocked Max, a hacker. His cards enhance and exhaust other cards, and gamble with hand position. Interesting. I'm not really certain what that will do for us. Maybe that's a replacement for Riggs? Although, it's worth noting, I no longer need to take Dizzy, as I've already got all three of Dizzy's memories. Maybe I take Isaac as my defense? I still want to take Drake, so I'll drop Riggs for Max then. Which actually, also, yeah, there we are. The unlock condition for the fourth is win a run without Dizzy, Riggs, or Perry in your crew to unlock this ship. Which this run would do. That said, are we going to be winning this run? We'll have to see, because I'm going to be upgrading to the hardest difficulty that is available in the game so far. Hardest. Take a downside on boot sequence, so instead of getting a starting bonus, we're going to get a starting negative. Events are harder. You start with a brittle cockpit, you get +1 to basic shots in your basic deck, +1 corrupted core into your base deck as well. Less pre-upgraded card offerings, -3 to max hull, 1 less max hull gained from boss kills. Oof. Elites only offer 2 artifacts. You start with 50% of your hull missing, and most enemies are harder. Worth noting, that is something that is specifically not on the previous ones. So I do imagine this mode to be pretty tough. And this is a character I don't know anything about. And I've played Isaac once. I'm gonna try my absolute best though. Let's go. Core OS corruption must reroute power. Please select a boot option. So I can gain a debris to my draw pile. Well, I mean, I can remove that at the absolute least. I could lose 1 max shield. Oh boy, lose 2 max hull. Yikes. I kind of want to lose the 2 max hull. And a large amount of that is literally built around the fact that I don't have all of my hull at the moment. So... losing 1 max shield. It does feel like losing 1 max shield is probably not going to be especially relevant because we don't have Dizzy in the squad, but I guess I really don't know what Max's card set is. Actually, speaking of, let's have a look at Max's card set. First off, Admin Deploy. A 1 energy card, play your leftmost card for free, then exhaust it. It can upgrade to either be 0 cost itself or not to exhaust the card. Then there's Reroll. Reverse the order of the cards in your hand and gain 2 temp shield. 2 temp shield, that's a lot. I can either have that be permanent shield or I can get 3 temp shield on the upgrades. I feel like losing 2 max hull makes making mistakes much heavier in impact here. I might not even want to take all of the elites. And if I did take all of the elites, I would not have 2 repair yards, so I wouldn't be able to upgrade something on the first floor as well as remove the debris. Yeah, I'm leaning towards the max shield. I'll lose it. It's also worth noting, Ari starts with 5, whereas the default starts with 4, so it doesn't feel that bad. Oh wait, you also get a positive! Okay. I thought it was gonna be a particularly brutal swing here if you went from instead of having a positive to having a negative, but you just get a negative as well. Cool. Upgrade 2 random cards to type A. I give a lot of value to that. Gain 3 max hull, would have offset a lot. Upgrade a specific card. I'm gonna upgrade 2 cards to type A. Wow! It was both of the cards that Max has. So reroll A is going to give us 3 temp shield as well as reverse our hand, and admin deploy is going to be 0 cost, and it's going to be exhausting cards for us. Okay gang, rise and shine. Computer, snooze. Hey, I'm not an alarm clock. Does anyone have the admin password for the ship computer? My name is Kat, you should remember. You created me. Oh yeah. Also, where am I? Time loop? And why do I have fingerless gloves? Oh, that's right. I'm a cool hacker guy. Okay, oh boy, the cockpit is brittle, right? I didn't even clock that difference when I was going through the difficulty changes. Instead of being weak, take 1 more damage, it's brittle, take double damage from all attacks. Got it. Yikes. Well, alrighty then. What do I want to do about this? Seems like I have a pretty easy turn ahead of me. I can block all of the incoming damage with a single basic block, I can get my corrupted core out, I can put an attack drone on the field, and I can keep my evade. Unfortunately with the location of the enemy... Oh no wait, never mind, I can toggle my cannon. Whoops, forgot about that. So let's get some basic shots in on the enemy, remove some of their armor. And it only makes sense to gain some drone shift for future turns. Ooh. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. So if I toggle cannon, I can line myself up with the enemy's intent. Well, actually, I don't need to do all of this time. I don't need to use admin deploy to burn the EMP slug out of my deck. So I toggle my cannon, I move the attack drone out of the way, I use the EMP slug to stun the enemy, and then I'm just gonna gain an evade. Right? Or I could burn the basic dodge out of my deck. Right. That is the other utility of admin deploy. You don't just use it to play a very big card for free, you also use it to burn out cards you don't want to be playing. So I'll use reroll A here, inverting the hand, and then I will play admin deploy, getting the evade, but burning the basic evade out of the deck. Alright. I can prevent the enemy from putting a status effect on itself, which I can almost assume here is just going to be power drive. And I'll do it. Move 1 space over, EMP slug to pause that, and then get an attack drone out on the field. I see. So admin deploy plays the leftmost card in your hand for free and then exhausts it. The problem with that is toggle cannon is also fed to the leftmost part of the hand initially. So there might be a little bit of a anti-synergy between Max and the ship I'm currently using. Alas, it happens. Let's gain some temp shield. Invert the sword of the hand so that I can use the admin deploy to just throw a shot out there. And throw a shot away as well at the same time. And yeah, sure, I'll totally heat sink one of mine away. No problem with that. Drone gets in a damage and then blocks the return, and we'll finish the enemy off there. Let's have a quick look at what the deck is lacking. EMP Slug is definitely the biggest damage that we have in here, but it's also a card that I don't necessarily always want to play, and a card that has a higher cost. Other than that, the attack drone. So Desperate Measures, for 0 energy, gain 1 shield, 2 temporary shield, 3 heat. It exhausts as well. Not incredibly interested in that. I don't really want to overheat when I have so little hull. Parallel Shift, we have a copy in the base deck. Here's Missile Shot though. Launch an object from your missile bay. The object being a missile that will do 2 damage, and then also do 2 damage from your main. So this would represent 4 damage if both of them hit, and there's no armor or weakness or brittleness or whatever. Missile Shot can be upgraded to Missile Shot A, which does a heavy missile, and does 3 damage. I do think I just need some damage in this deck. I'm going to take that Missile Shot. Especially if I intend to take on 2 elites. Especially if I intend to take on 2 elites without an upgrade yet. Yikes. The real thing here is that I need to take as much of a risk as I possibly can. Not a risk. I need to try to do the hardest things I possibly can until the game bats me away and I have to start reformatting. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense not to just, you know, put my foot down on the gas, you know? I need to learn what the tolerance for mistake making in this is. I mean, I'm probably going to want to avoid this. So I'll dodge. I'll use reroll A so that I can take the hit to my brittle cockpit and not be sad about that. And I don't especially care about doing 1 damage right now. I'm going to get a block up. Okay. The center line is going to do an attack and a status if it hits. I mean, it's not going to hit, so I don't need to worry about that. I can toggle my cannon and use a missile shot. And I'll do that. Also get rid of a corrupted core. Enemy misses their attack. I get to do a bunch of damage to them this turn. They recover the amount of shield that I removed from them, but I did remove it, so it's okay. Admin deploy. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to veer out of the way of this one. Which means I'm not using heatsink, but thankfully I don't have any heat, so I don't have to worry about that either. I do want to burn basic shots out, right? Yes, I still want to burn basic shots out of this deck. I will take another basic shot after that, and then I'll move 1 space, revealing myself to only 1 damage. Ooh. Let's toggle that cannon so I can fire a missile shot. If I use parallel shift here, I move the missile into a position where it'll do 1 more damage, and I give myself a drone shift in the bank for later, which I think is probably better than using a basic shot for 2 damage here. So I get 1 more damage, but I also get a drone shift instead of the 2nd damage. Oh boy. Yeah, there's not a position I want to be in, but it is the position I'm in. This is the position that we're in, and it's pointless to wish that it isn't. So let's go with the attack drone that will block this middle line for us. Pop a basic shot. Actually, never mind. This is completely fine. The attack drone covers me entirely. Thanks, buddy. Oh, I know what to do. I'll use the basic dodge so that I can move 1 space over and then EMP slug the enemy. After which, I can use toggle cannon only to reveal my basic block to the admin deploy so that I can get that out for, you know, extra mana's worth of effect. Got another attack drone to block the middle line here again. And if I just toggle which cannon is active, I'll be fine. Cool. Oh, this is a fun one. Okay, so I missile shot, and then I basic shot, and then I missile shot. And then if I move the missile over, it's also lined up with the weak bay. For what it's worth, that wasn't necessary. But if I didn't have the mana for the extra basic shot, it would have been. Solar Breeze, drones move instantly right. You also draw a card. There's Dice Roll. For 0 cost, discard 2 cards. Attack. And it goes infinite. Okay, I only need things that will interact with on discard effects now to do the name of the thing that's written on the screen. Lazy Barrage, do 1 damage, move enemy right, do 1 damage, move enemy right, do 1 damage. Okay, I see the Lazy Barrage of this, right? I'm not gonna strafe past you, I'm gonna punch you and then move you and then punch you again. I do like it. You can upgrade it to have 1 more trigger, or to, before we do it, move 2 spaces to the left. So, here's the main line, right? We're both lined up. I move 2 spaces to the left, and then I hit the enemy and move them right, and then I hit the enemy and move... So this becomes evasive. This is more evasive, and this is more, you know, damage. But I'm just keen on the card in general, I'll take it. Definitely going up, so it really doesn't matter. I'm going to an event either way.
Huh. I was picking up a signal at the abandoned shipyard, but as soon as we dropped out of hyperspace, it vanished. We could try to patch up the hull.
So we could try to repair the ship, heal 3 hull, or a 67% chance to enter combat. Or I could keep moving. Do it. 1 hull. Hell yeah, that's probably the good result, right? Anyway, fight time. Play less mode card and exhaust it. Sure, easily. Basic block, parallel shift setup. I'll toggle the active cannon and move 1 space over, but I'm taking damage now. Oh, did you have to line up with that? Did you have to though? Alright. I'm gonna have to basic dodge just to get out of the way of the big cannon. I will re-roll my hand and then fire a basic shot. Oh man. I wouldn't be entirely surprised if this thing kills me. EMP slug here is good, and then I can set up some more damage on an attack drone. I like it. Perfect. I can even get another attack drone out here. And that seems great. I'll heat sink to move across and remove my heat. I'll get an attack drone out to block the incoming attack. And honestly, I would love to put a basic shot into the enemy right now, but I'm pretty terrified that if I don't get some block up now, I'll never have block up for the turn that I need it. And the enemy is getting power drive. That's the status effect they're playing that's in themselves, so they're just doing more damage constantly. Oh boy. Alright, I'm gonna missile shot. I'll take a basic shot against the enemy as well. Then I'll do the toggle cannon and gain a evade. Hit them, move them right. Hit them, move them right. I think I've got it. Basic shot and then lazy barrage takes the enemy out. So I did get to heal 1 hull, but I don't get any other rewards for that fight, rather. Well, I mean, hey, honestly, I got to heal 1 hull. What am I belly aching about? What was your voice again? Tremble, mortals! Again, it is I, Merlin. I'm a bit of a wizard myself, but with computers. No. That's different. Mine is way cooler. I mean, I'll use the EMP slug, frankly, here just for damage. And I'll burn a basic shot out of the deck. Okay, so I can toggle the cannon and use a missile shot here. I should have used parallel drift first if I wanted to use it at all. But I won't. I'll use a basic dodge instead, give myself a second charge of evade for later. I mean, I should probably play the heatsink just to get Drake back. I'll toggle my cannon and use a basic shot and an attack drone. The attack drone will block the incoming attack anyway. The full lazy barrage can hit here. Love it. And honestly, the enemy is not armoring up here at all. Incoming draw, reasonably likely to deal damage to them. I'm gonna hit them with a basic shot. Unfortunately, the only damage in my hand is on the character who is currently missing. Gain 2 burn from playing Miasma. Woof. Gotta play out the attack drone. There we go. No matter no more. What do we have here? Hot compress. Ooh. Heal 1 hull. Gain 1 temp shield. Gain 3 heat. Oof. Upgrades give me the ability to make it 0 cost or make it give 1 less heat. Large boulders. Launches a boulder forward and to the left and to the right of the bay, so very, very defensive. Ooh, large boulders B. Keeps the exhaust, but launches a full complement of 5 boulders. I love it. Sear, more damage. That said, out of the things I've added so far, it's been damage and damage. So I really think something defensive in terms of asteroid utility seems good for us. Also, for what it's worth, I saw a lot of synergy for Isaac to get additional impact out of boulders that I would like to exploit in this run. So I'll take the large boulders. Time for the elite.
Who's this guy?
Hello. I'm here to collect the bounty again.
What? Are you kidding me? That's a fake bounty. That's my fake bounty? I put it on these nerds the day the time loop started so they could be distracted while I robbed them. Excuse me?
You tricked me? Oh. Now my feelings are hurt. Prepare to die, etc. Target the brittle part for extra damage. And I frankly will. If I use the missile shot and then heat sink myself 1 space over, I avoid all incoming damage this turn. And that seems pretty good to me. I can avoid all incoming damage this turn as well. Or I can take 2 damage to my hull. I'm gonna use the EMP slug, because it's 3 damage against the brittle space. That's 6! 6 damage! Send a basic shot in as well. And now if I move over left 1 space, I'll save myself 2 incoming hull damage, so impactful damage. I can burn a basic shot out of the deck with the admin deploy though, and I will do so. I'm gonna toggle my cannon back into the... That's not what I wanted to do. That's exactly not what I wanted to do. I literally already had it set up correctly. Well, now I'm gonna take 3 hull damage. 2 hull damage. I was supposed to play the basic dodge and then move so that my armored shot was directly lined up with the enemy's triple strike there. I failed to do so. Alas. I'll toggle which cannon is active, and then I'm gonna lazily deploy a barrage. I lose 2 max hull there. Freeze dry, what are you? Piercing attack. Ignores all shielded armor, and then engine lock. The ship cannot move. Decreased by 1 at end of turn. Why would I want to stop the enemy's ship from moving? Like at the end of that turn it doesn't move? So I could set up a bunch of turrets and then run away? That said, I don't have that many turrets. How often do I not want to be lined up with the enemy's ship at all? I could take a recovery turn, but a lot of enemy ships. I don't know if I really like freeze dry. Volatile vapor, 3 damage for lower shield capacity. Yikes. I can make that 0 cost, or I can have it give me a shield as well. Another copy of Large Walters. I will take freeze dry. I'm just gonna believe in it. Heat Distiller. Gain 1 Serenity every 3rd turn. Serenity, of course, again, is next time that you would gain any amount of heat. Instead, lose a stack of Serenity. And then finally, the Adaptive Plating. Adaptive Plating is incredibly powerful. I feel like it's actually probably more powerful than the Heat Distiller here for us. Considering that this is about as early as you can get it in a run. Like, I could theoretically get it from the starting bonus, or possibly even from an event, but it's most likely you get it after your first elite. Time for an artifact. The Overclock Generator and energy every 3rd turn. I like it, I like it. Enemy's gonna be trying to move out of the way here. Even if I use Freeze Dry, I'm not gonna hit them. They're gonna move. See? But that'll give me some time to build some block and a parallel shift. I mean, all I have to do is fire and then it won't ever come near me. Should I put the large boulders out? Yeah. Let's get some defense up in the midline. Let's play my most expensive stuff. Sure. Corrupted Core, and then I'll reroll, and then I will exhaust the basic shot out of the deck. I can actually strafe the enemy here, that's hilarious. I'm going to toggle my cannon, move 1 space over, and then lazy barrage across the entire enemy. Also moving them to a position where they no longer pose a threat to anything. I'll even gain another evade before the end of the round. Oh man, I really wish Freeze Strike could hit. Oh, Freeze Strike can hit, actually. All I have to do is use a basic shot to set it up, move 1 space over myself, then freeze dry. The enemy is now locked, so next turn when they try and move, if I understand this correctly, they will not be able to. I could use the admin deploy to get rid of reroll, but reroll's good, so no. No, okay, so it prevented them moving before the end of that turn, but it didn't prevent anything else. However, this does set me up for a really good turn, which is a basic shot to get the enemy's dodge out of the way. I heat sink 1 space over, and then I EMP slug for 3 damage to the enemy. I'm going to toggle which can's active, and then fire out the lazy barrage for the kill. Perfect. There's exothermic release, which we saw a lot in the last video. There is reroute, attack, and autopilot. Immediately after you play the leftmost, rightmost card in your hand, move left, right 1 loses at the end of your turn. Interesting. I've already taken a couple of 3 2 costs. I've almost exclusively taken 2 costs. Yikes, that makes reroute a little worse in my mind. Shield drone. I already have a lot of things that I'm putting out in the midline. I almost don't want to take any of these. So I won't.
Hey, Drake, it's your ship. Don't tell me you have an evil copy of yourself too. Don't be ridiculous. It's just my autopilot. Hi, this is Drake. I'm not here right now. Leave a message after the beep, then die. Why does the bot have to look like you? Why not? Is that weird? It's not weird. Seems normal to me. Anyways, I'll simply deactivate the bot with my simple secret password. Okay, everyone, cover their ears. I'm gonna say my cool, not embarrassing password now. You know what? Never mind. Let's just fight it.
Oh, I couldn't have a slug on this turn? That would have been great. Boy. I'm definitely gonna have to veer out of the way of that one. So I could fire an attack drone and then I could use a missile shot in order to do 4 damage this turn, then just evade by 1 space. And that's what I'll do. Ooh, actually, the attack drone represents at least 2 damage against the enemy. The missile shot represents maximum 2 damage against the enemy. I use missile shot first. Great. I mean, do I want to freeze dry the enemy there? Oh, I do. I don't want them to move here. So I freeze dry them before I lazy barrage them, so that I can hit them constantly, but also I'm not moving them to the point where they will line up with a different part of my own body. Neat. I mean, large boulders seems pretty compulsory here. Set that up and get a basic dodge out on the field as well. That'll have to do it. This turn is gonna hurt. I'm gonna play out the parallel shift, unfortunately. Now, I'm gonna have to move 1 space at the absolute least, and one of these spaces will give me the ability to armor up. So I'm not gonna lose any hull damage this turn, but things aren't getting easier. And I believe, yeah, I think my character's actually just recognized what I did as well, which is that this will be the Doom boss. I don't have any ability to move in my hand. I don't have the ability to get anything defensive out. I can take a couple pot shots at the enemy. I can keep them in line. I can keep them in position, and then I will die to them. Our first loss. Yeah, I didn't have the ability to generate persistent defense there, was probably our largest thing. Of course, that's exactly the kind of thing I had to expect going in with these characters. So a lot of things I imagine will start to be, in my mind at the very least, filtered through the lens of how do I make up for or complement the strength, make up for the weaknesses or complement the strengths of the different characters' decks that I have involved in the field. So like, if I have this lineup, maybe something that says gain 2 current block is so much more important than it otherwise would be, because my valuation is based around having Dizzy in the party whose whole thing is block. So if that's difficult to find, then it's kind of at a premium. Alright, good progress. gonna do that again. Lose 2 max hull, gain a debris, or lose a max shield here. I'm gonna go with losing the max shield again, because I think that might have been the correct option the first time, and hey, gain a random rare card. Ooh, that could give me some direction. I like direction. An energy drone. Launch an object from your missile bay, and it's an energy drone that beams 1 energy at the end of every turn. Which is available for the next turn.
Ding, ding, ding! Wakey, wakey!
Hey, Cat, can we talk in private?
Huh?
Before the loot, I don't remember you being this, smart.
Me neither.
So I was looking through your files.
Rude?
What's memory bank 0xF3?
I don't know.
That's the module that was loaded in one of the opening cinematics.
When I try to look inside it, everything kind of just gets hazy.
Anyway, I should still have your root password. I could delete that file for you.
Do not delete the file!
Whoa, alright, sorry.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm programmed to help the crew. If you think this will help...
Next time we're near a high energy power source, we can try.
Just... please don't deactivate me.
I won't.
Oh, perfectly lined up for the opening slug.
More ships should come in all black. It's classy.
Solid damage opening turn. Get a energy drone out there as well. Hell yeah. You know what? I'll take the extra damage shot rather than gaining some evade. I will probably feel bad about that later though. Okay. I'm gonna toggle my cannon so that I can use a basic shot against the enemy. I'm gonna heat sink one space over, generate an attack drone, and then parallel shift another space over, hoping that the enemy is gonna move over to the other side of my ship. Even if they don't, moving them instantly one space and gaining 1 drone shift was an equal trade otherwise. I'll use admin deploy to burn out one of the basic shots here, and then just take another. Loving the extra energy here. Oh hell yeah, I can just move over 1 space and EMP slug you. Prevent you from doing any damage to me. And then... actually... if I move the center line over, I can develop another energy drone. So it's giving me energy, or it'll tank a hit for me. And both of those I'm all for. Let's get rid of the corrupted core, gain a basic block. Nothing else I can really do this turn, despite all of my energy. Toggle cannon, hit him with the slug, heat sink 1 space across, and then parallel shift my friends along with me. Gain another block. This is a well-managed fight. This guy has no clue what happened. Or rather, this drone. Large boulders, I still do want them. So we'll get him. Yeah, I definitely can't take the bottom path. It's 3 upgrades, but it's no elites. Come on. That'll just make me so much weaker in the future. Of course, after this episode, if that continues smacking me down, I will start to learn my lesson, etc., so on and so forth. Let's drop a corrupted core out there. And I can veer entirely out of the way of the enemy with a single heatsink, so it doesn't make sense not to me. Especially when evade is so at a premium. Oh, that's it. I could have just toggled the cannon and shot. Oh, but I could do both. There's no reason not to have done both, in fact. Okay, cool. I can use an attack drone here to hit the enemy. So I'll hit you with a basic shot and then block my body with the attack drone. And then I'll toggle the cannon and hit you with another basic shot. 2 damage on that fiend. It's about as good as it gets. Leftmost thing in your hand and exhaust it. I do want the energy drone out for less money, and I don't really want to pay. So, yep, do that. And then I'm even gonna parallel shift you along to block this incoming attack and gain even more dodge. My deck isn't that expensive yet. It doesn't make sense to have as much mana generation in it at the moment. Energy generation. Let's EMP slug the enemy and then hit him with a basic shot. 4 damage. I'm gonna gain another basic dodge because it's gonna be really important for chasing this enemy around the map.
Ooh, dropping a large boulder out on the field seems like a great idea right now.
Although, I could use the admin deploy to get that out on the field and then play everything. But the reroll doesn't really help at all, even if I had, because if I have the large boulder out, then that's not relevant. Okay, I'm just gonna large boulder and then parallel shift them along. Okay, I'm gonna develop an attack drone and then shoot. Oh, the enemy doesn't move here. That's fine. One more basic shot, I'll move entirely out of the way, and then the attack drone will finish you. Branch prediction. Auto dodge. If fired on, will completely move out of the way right. Neat. There's also flex move, or even more drone shift. And evade. That's actually really impactful. I don't have evade commonly in my basic deck. I'm going to take that flex move, and I'm going to upgrade it to flex move B.
Oh, hello, dearies. What brings you to Grandma's Bakery and Weapons Market today?
Weapons!
Give me all of your pistachio macarons.
Both?
Oh, just have a look around.
So we can get one rare card, or we can use the trash can, burn a card out of the deck. Boy, I do like burning cards out of the deck. Getting one of these basic shots out, especially. Random rare card, that is direction, and I do like direction as well. Rare cards are more commonly impactful and also more commonly higher cost, so I do like the idea of taking that based on the fact I have an energy drone. I'm gonna do it. Okay. Backup stick. Make a temp copy of your leftmost card. A temporary copy will be removed at the end of combat. Interesting. It itself exhausts. I mean, it's good, but it's good based on the power of another card, and none of my other cards are especially good yet.
Enjoy.
Fiddle-dee-dee, you jerks again. I'm back, and this time I've got sensors set to measure up all your magic. Oh, hocus crocus. Not cool, dude.
Oh god, we're in a solar flare, so we're getting one heat at the end of every turn. Okay, I know what I'm doing then. I'm throwing out a large boulder, and then I'm heat sinking to lose that heat. I can't afford not to heat sink every time it's available in this fight. Also, I need to kill the enemy quite quickly. I'm just gonna die to the solar flare if I don't. It's a bit of a nightmare. Little bit of a nightmare. It's basic block, double basic shot, end the turn. Oh, I could have moved. Could have done that. Okay. temporary copy of my leftmost card. I definitely don't want to play my leftmost card here. Oh no. So I'm just developing an attack drone and hitting the enemy. And hoping desperately that I draw heat sink soon. That's not heat sink. That's not heat sink at all. Well, I'm gonna drop a flex move and a basic dodge on the field, and get pretty scared about the future. Miasma for 2 heat. Yeah, I definitely can't play that. I'll play the attack drone, but it won't come out on the field. Do a basic shot against the enemy. Heck, I can even re-roll if I'd like. Only makes sense to play the Corrupted Core, the basic dodge, and parallel shift here. But yeah, this heating issue is becoming an issue. I'm gonna drop an energy drone out, move 1 space over. In a way that literally doesn't matter at all. Didn't need to move that space over. I could have saved that. Drop a bit. Oh, I should have used the backup stick. Actually, I don't really care about playing any of Max's cards right now. Max's cards aren't damage, and that's the only thing I need. +1 corrode on draw, -1 corrode when played, so I must play this. I also must use both basic shots against the enemy right now. End my turn. The enemy, because of my first heatsink that I did get to play, the enemy is going to burn before me. Which means if I play this toxic, I believe I have the win. Backup stick, admin deploy, heatsink, get all of my characters back, move away, and then the enemy gets shot once and they overheat. Oh, that was close. Boy, that was close. So reroute, immediately after you play the leftmost or rightmost card in your hand, move left or right. Space Mine, launch a Space Mine. Destroying it will damage its destroyer for 2. So I can use this both to block and do damage at the same time in a very effective fashion. I like it. Space Mine has the ability to be flippably launched out and then across. Interesting. I mean, a big problem in that fight was lack of damage. So it really does feel like taking missile shots appropriate again. Oh, that wasn't even the... That wasn't even the elite fight. Oh no. That wasn't even the elite fight. Yikes. Well, I can move entirely out of the way of the enemy's damage here, but it costs a lot. Unfortunately, if I launch the attack drone, I believe it'll just collide with the asteroid field and die. So I don't really get to do anything, develop anything on this first turn. If I toggle which gun's active, I can get a second copy of Missile Shot in this deck, and that's probably worth it. Backup stick on Missile Shot, and then it'll be removed at the end of combat, but not before then. Great. So then I'll develop a missile and do 2 damage to the Abyss. Not bad. I can toggle, dodge, move 1 space over, and then EMP slug the enemy for 3 damage. 1 heat on myself. Large boulder would easily protect me against the incoming at the moment, and I can develop some block. I'm still advancing my position on board, so I can hardly be mad about this. I'm gonna set up a dodge and then toggle my cannon, move 1 space over so I can missile shot for a full 4. Incoming damage is 2. If I re-roll, I'm fine. If I use the attack drone, I'm fine as well. Don't love the incoming damage this turn. I can use a parallel shift in order to move one of the boulders in front of me. Which I'll do. I'll gain a block. Can't really do anything else this turn. Okay. The best way for me to survive this would be to use an energy drone to defend myself. So I'll take a basic shot against the enemy, and then I'll move the energy drone directly in front of me to sop up that damage. Incoming damage this turn would be 4, which means I would die. Which is happening no matter what. I don't think I can prevent that. No, I can use the energy drone to defend me against 2 of it, which means I do survive. Okay, so that means my play can't include missile shot, which means I don't get to really do damage this turn. Ugh. Because if I put missile shot out on the field, my missile goes and hits the enemy, it explodes, the enemy then just gets to strike me for free on that field, so I need an object in the midline. I can't move this turn. I'm fully locked down. So the only object in the midline I can get is the energy drone. I'm gonna play out the basic shot though. It would have been nice if I could use the basic shot and then also play out the admin deploy. There's no way that would have been enough damage. Please tell me that. No, it would have been literally 1 short on damage. Woof. Okay. At least that validates the decision making, but also, jeez. It wasn't really decision making, was it? Oh, 1 more heat and I'm screwed as well. Toggle which cannon's active, fire a basic shot in, develop all the resources except for the attack drone, which I'll move 1 space over and then launch it in the face of the 3 damage coming. And that's it. That's all they wrote. EMP slug will end the fight. But instead of using the EMP slug, I'm going to use a missile shot, and then I'm going to parallel shift the missile along. I'm certain that if I ended the turn, the 3 heat wouldn't have hurt me. But I just wanted to be doubly, triply certain. Ventilator. Legitimately, like, there are solar flares. It just makes sense to already have a copy of this. Discard a random card, draw 2 cards. Also, vent an excess heat. It's infinite, so you'll get this back in your hand after doing so. There's also Battalion. Launch an attack drone out to the left, a shield drone out to the front, and then an attack drone out to the right. For 3 and exhaust. I also really like Battalion. Oh, I really like Battalion, actually. The big problem was we just had a solar flare fight, and then we just had an enemy who was specifically using heat against us. Our deck isn't generating that much heat. I'm gonna go with the Battalion. Nanofiber hull, heal 1 after every combat. Thank you. Every 4th turn, gain an overdrive. I would love to take that, but I need the nanofiber hull, thank you. Strong start, a max artifact. Gain 1 boost at the start of your first turn of combat. Boost says gain 1, or add 1 rather, to the next status you gain. So drone shift, evade, these are statuses. Oh boy, so's heat. Oh no, that's a nightmare. But that's it. You know, take it a moment. I'll take it. Whoa, my head. You all again.
An extra planar being. Neat.
What do you value most?
Healing damage or evasion? It's gotta be healing, right? It's gotta be healing, and I basically play it immediately. I'm just looking to get through these floors. Then it is yours.
Thanks.
Weapons hot. Damn it, Jumbo. Okay. Well, I can survive this, but barely. I'm gonna gain 2 copies of Evade here. Not gonna move 1 space over just yet. Because I want to line up a shot with the brittle cockpit, so I will toggle my cannon, send out a missile shot, and then move 1 space over to the left. This will cause me to take 0 incoming damage this turn. The turn after that, though, I can't guarantee anything. Well, I say that, and yet. Yeah, I'm gonna play Ephemeral Repairs. Gain 4 hull, thank you. I'm gonna reroll the order of my hand. Currently, I'm taking 0 damage this turn. I could use the flex move as well, gain some drone shift and evade, and you know what, I will. Okay, well, this is where it gets pretty bad, as the incoming from the enemy is pretty severe right now. I want to get the energy drone and the attack drone both out on the field, so I could fire the energy drone, or fire the attack drone rather, and then move 1 space over, fire the energy drone. I like that. Attack drone, 1 space over. This 1 space over now protects me against the other cannon, so I can just fire the energy drone here and save myself another evade. Incoming damage this turn is 0, love that. I really want to get Battalion out on the field as well. Unfortunately, this is already a pretty good turn. I'm just going to fire a basic shot and then parallel shift the drones across so that I'm doing double damage with the drone. Still gaining my own energy though. Incoming damage this turn would be 1 if I only moved 1 space over. And then if I use the EMP slug, I'm actually fine. So I'll do it. Also throw out a basic shot. The enemy takes another 2 damage at the end of this turn. I take another 0. Alright, they're already taking 2 damage this turn. I can't actually finish them off. Annoying. Oh, it's fine. I'll reroll. That's enough defense for me to be fine. Reroll, I'll attack drone, I'll even admin deploy to get the other thing out of my hand. I don't need to move because I had the armor. And yeah, I just want to launch out the battalion, so I move 1 space over, I'm gonna launch the battalion. Watch him go! Get him, guys! Small boulder, large boulders, or aggressive armoring. Aggressive armoring, a 0 damage attack for 3, and then that part takes 1 less damage from all attacks. I like that. Because also, like, if you line this up with something that's already armored, this is still just 2 damage for 0 mana. Which is not that bad. Mana's not my problem right now. Well, outside of Battalion. I think I'm still led to skip. Double aggressive armoring. Do 6 damage with that. You know what? I'm taking the aggressive armoring. I need some damage. Crosslink. Every 5th time you attack, gain an evade. Considering how difficult evade is to get, seems good to me. At the start of combat, gain temp shield equal to your missing hull. Go on the crosslink. Fight me. I'm not doing that right now. I'm exceptionally weak. Fight a shopkeeper while I'm weak. The only reason they have such good stuff to give you is because they have way more than that. Worth keeping in mind. Alright, as for our own upgrade, I'd really like to get more damage. Missile shot is a very, very big ability to get that. Battalion, upgrading to have Attack Drone Mark II, also very good. And in fact, I think it's what I'm going to do. The crystalline entity has spaces in it now. Rude. Well, put an energy drone out on the field. I'm gonna get a basic block and then toggle my cannon so I take no damage. I'd like to have full block at almost every time, please, because I recognize the extreme danger represented by not that. Like a temp copy of my leftmost guard, I can get another copy of the large boulders. I do like that. I'm gonna parallel shift something over. And then if I now went to the left, I have to use an evade, but I can get large boulders out on the field, which I think is going to be worth it. And I toggle the cannon that's active, and I take no damage this turn. Oh, but I also don't get the extra energy this turn. Oops. And toggle which cannon's active. And yeah, I'm just gonna fire on the enemy. And I'm gonna line my things back up with me. Tragedy. Let's use a flex move and a corrupted core this turn. I mean, I could heatsink, but I can play heatsink again before the next time I need it. Oh, but it opens up a lot that I can do this turn, which means like I would be able to move these over. Aggressive armoring through for 3 damage, then heatsink to hide behind them as well. Although then I would be losing my energy drone. And I've got Battalion A coming up, so I really don't want to lose that energy drone just yet. Yeah, no, this is good. This is good. I keep this as. How do I benefit the most from the Battalion here? I mean, like, I could literally just launch another energy. No, but I need the Battalion out. I'm looking for damage. So, the best way for me to get that damage out right now... God, it actually feels like I'm throwing things away. It would be moving these over with 1 drone shift, throwing an attack drone to collide into the asteroid so that I can generate a Battalion. I don't need to do that with the Battalion. I can fire 1 more damage instead. Yeah. So I use the attack drone now, and then toggle the cannon so I take no damage to the enemy. Unfortunately, that leaves both of those attack drones missing this turn. There's no incoming damage this turn. Okay. Just gonna toggle my cannon, fire an EMP slug. And you know what? I still need to keep up this aggression pretty fiercely. I'm gonna move the drones over by 1 in order to do 4 damage to the enemy and block 1 shot. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing here again. Parallel shift you over. I'm going to use admin deploy to burn out a basic shot, gain another basic dodge, swap the cannon so that it's defended, and then move the drone in front of myself. I really needed more consistent damage in this deck. Thankfully, I do have missile shot, which means that when I get missile shot, I have missile shot right now. I need to use it very aggressively. So I toggle cannon, and then I would be firing. Oh no. I can do that, but I'm gonna be losing all of my armor this turn. Cockpit. Like I could use large boulders. Oh, but I really want to heat sink as well so I can play EMP next time I see it. I would take 4 damage against the enemy this turn. That's all of my shield as well as 1 hull that I lose. Oh, that's so much. But the enemy is only getting more aggressive, and if I'm not doing damage, I'm dying. I don't like that I'm doing this. I'm going to toggle my cannon. I'm going to take the missile shot. I'm going to use aggressive armoring as well. And then... I'm going to move 1 space over. If I move 1 more space over with my evade, I would take 2 less damage, but I would also take 1 more, so it's 1 evade for 1 damage. I think I'm gonna need the evade later. Oh man. This is a perfect turn, but it bodes poorly that I have all of my damage in this hand. I'm going to heat sink 1 across, take an EMP shot for 3 damage against the enemy. And if I really want to, I could take no damage this turn, and I in fact will. It's damage against my hull now, so I'm even more threatened. Okay, if I toggle my cannon... Oh boy, this is a tough fight. Okay, if I move 1 over to the left, and then block with an energy drone, I'm all good. And I can create an attack drone before that, even though it's not necessarily incredible. Because it'll be a nice block in a future circumstance. Okay. Not an awful turn for me. I'm going to move 1 over to the left, hit the enemy with aggressive armoring, get some extra block and dodge, and 3 boulders up. Unfortunately, now a lot of the areas I'm at, the enemy is armored.
Why? Why did I do this to me? It's also very hard to hit the enemy right now.
Missile shot can maximum do 1 damage. That's a state of affairs right there. So if I parallel shift the pieces over, I'm taking 2 damage this turn, but then I could move with them and take 0. But in doing that, I have to not do damage. Well, I'm still doing 1 damage at least with the attack drone. Missile shot's incompatible unless I want to fire 1 damage by taking 1 damage. Yeah. Got EMP slug and aggressive armoring left in the deck. I just don't have much move, which is going to be a big problem. Oh, wait! The next time I attack, I get a evade. Oh, that's a godsend right there. That's a godsend. Oh, legitimately it is. I'm gonna heatsink across. Basic shot, and then aggressive armoring to take the crystal out. Oh boy, they really make you fight for it here. I like it. Scattershot. I can do 2 damage, sorry, 2 damage. I can rather do 1 damage, move the enemy 2 spaces to the right, and move myself 2 spaces to the left, splitting up from them. I could use Bay Overload, that gains 3 energy, but all drones and missiles will launch backwards for the next 2 turns. Thank you. And Serenity. The next time you would gain any amount of heat, instead, lose 1 Serenity. I mean, if I'm not gaining anything else, I would take the Serenity card. And I'm taking the Serenity. Well, unless Scattershot has big damage. Ooh, 3 damage? Is that? That's not big damage. I take Serenity. Salvage Arm. Gain 1 energy every time you destroy a mid-road object. Not half bad for what it's worth. Oh no, Thermoreactor. Gain 1 extra energy every turn, gain 1 heat every turn. I mean, I would at least start the next area with full hull, and I can start focusing on making sure that I have the ability to reduce heat consistently. Serenity is definitely a push towards that direction as well. Lightspeed Boot Disc. This is for Max. On the first turn of battle, draw 1 extra card and gain 1 extra energy. On pickup, choose a card that is not buoyant in your deck. It gains buoyant. This is how the combat, the card is always drawn first. Oh, okay. So, like, if I had a 4-cost card, I'd be able to, like, just immediately generate that. And if it's drawn first, then it is the leftmost card in my hand, so it would be really good for backup and admin deploy. I mean, getting the Battalion out really early does seem like a really good idea. Oh boy, I actually really want that as well. I want to take it. And Battalion A, you are buoyant.
Wow, misters, nice job.
Who are you?
I'm Books. I've been watching you guys blow up this crystal over and over. These shards that get left behind, did you know they survive the time loops? Interesting. After you guys leave, I gather up all the shiniest ones. Did you know they taste blue? Blue, huh? Yeah. Well, I guess we better leave you to it. Bye.
Is that going to be like a meta currency at some point? Ooh! Or is that going to be a new character? That's going to be a new... It's going to be the new character. Guaranteed. No, I will gain 2 basic dodge, move 1 space over, and then throw the battalion out. I want to lose the shield drone, not my attack drones, thank you. 4 damage to the enemy, 1 shielding to me, and it blocks their incoming. And heck, I can even block with another attack drone. And I will. Oh, Serenity here. Make a copy of your leftmost card. I don't believe I need a copy of Heatsink. I don't want to use Heatsink because that'd line up my cockpit too easily for the enemy. So actually, I will take a basic shot. Ooh, this is working great. In fact, I'm just going to fire a missile shot and end my turn. That's how great it's going. Okay, we had good damage in that fight. I don't think we particularly have great damage, but we do have good damage in that fight. Desperate Measures, Space Mine, and Dice Roll. I don't want any of these, I believe. Again, no path with 2 elites here. Wait, there was a path with 2 elites on the first floor, and I barely survived it. But there is no one this time.
Ah, hello again. It is of course me, your friend Dracula.
Oh, hey, it's Dracula! I really feel uncomfortable. I don't know why. What's new?
Just running a miserable pile of errands today. Maybe I could interest you in some vampiric dark arts.
I mean, I don't want to lose any hull over it, but a leech? I do like the damage from it. I do like the stun. I don't want another copy.
Enough talk. I must depart.
See you later, Dracula!
In a while, crocodile.
I can make a temp copy of the battalion and then I can play the battalion.
That's what I wanted!
Back up stick that battalion, and then... Heck, do I want to talk with the cannon aggressive armoring first? Yeah, let's do that. An energy drone out to block the enemy's incoming. Sure. Fire another damage upon you, change my turrets so I'm not taking the damage. Oh, right, that's what's armored. Of course, it wasn't going to take that much damage. Got it. Let's parallel shift the objects along so I don't lose my final attack drone. And heck, I could even shift along one more if I really wanted to line up for damage. And I do. Seeker can't miss. Annoying. So I'm definitely going to take 2 damage this turn. So I probably just missile shot and then move 2 spaces away and reroll. Blocking the incoming damage from the Seeker. And doing 4 damage against unarmored parts of the enemy at this point. As of yet, still unarmored. Ooh, I can pop a large boulders out on that field and also get a basic dodge down, just basically pass the turn. Nothing wrong with a safe turn. Move one to the left and generate the Battalion A. Get ready. I think so. If nothing else, it's giving me armor. Yeah, let's parallel shift. Move along. Take the blank shot. I'm not taking any damage this turn, so I can use my corrupted core instead. And heck, if I really wanted to, I could even keep my damage alive. And as it turns out, I really wanted to. Well, I definitely can't move this turn. I mean, now I can, though. All I had to do was get an energy drone out there to protect myself. Heat sink one across, basic shot, and then aggressive armoring for the kill. I mean, yeah, another copy of Serenity is not that bad. Now I need to find something that Serenity pays for that I care about. This, of course, is the enemy who, whenever they're shot, that part will gain armor for the rest of the turn. Play your leftmost card for free and then exhaust it. The Battalion, you mean? Of course, I would love to. It was getting exhaust anyway. Let me gain some basic dodge, and then I can reroll. I don't even need to toggle the active cannon, which I won't. We would have 2 damage incoming this turn, based off the current positionings of things. I don't really want to leech yet. And I wouldn't even need to leech the enemy. I could just move out of their way if I really wanted to. Pop Serenity before I do so. Yeah, I think I'm probably just going to take double basic shot. And then... Oh, of course. The second one wasn't going to do anything because of the armor. That's fine. Doesn't really change how I was going to play. So I can either move nothing and take 2 damage here, or I can move 2 in order to take 0 damage. With only 1 flex move left in the draw, I think I probably need to keep this evade at the moment. I'm gonna hold it. Yeah, let's put a missile shot out on the field. But I should probably move before I do that. So I'm gonna attack drone, move, and then set up the missile shot. So this way, I won't take any damage, and I hit both of the enemy's weak points. I mean, sure, I'll drop a copy of Serenity. And then I honestly probably just take a shot and move as far as I can. Sure, I'll even parallel shift just so I have some control over that next turn. I don't need control over it that turn, as it turns out. The enemy is going to die long before we get there. Volatile Vapor B, Security System B, Basic Attack Drone. So, Volatile Vapor B, lower the shield capacity. Oh, that's tough. I'm doing a lot of things that burn out my value in ways that are really difficult for me to recover. System Security B, gain a shield and gain 2 temp shield. This also retains, and this card goes to the top of your draw pile when your discard pile is played. Sorry, goes to the top of your draw pile instead of your discard pile when played. Okay, so it just recurs. And then it holds in your hand. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Unfortunately, we also have the negative of control rods, which means we're only drawing 4 cards per turn with this ship. With Security System B, that is also another limitation to that, but I think it's worthwhile enough. This is a very reliable defensive tool. Absolutely developing the battalion. And a basic block. Pretty basic first turn right there. Wow, so boost expended itself on something. I guess I got 2 shield from the shield drone and shield counts as a status? I didn't think shield counted as a status. I definitely don't need a temp copy of System Security B. It is the most present card in my hand. Oh, I'll toggle my cannons and then fire a basic shot. There we go. Still get some value out of that turn. Do I want to leech? Or do I want to wait? Maybe I want to use the slug, more damage. Suppose I will. Suppose I will. I don't really want to follow up with aggressive armoring just yet. But I will. Obvious Serenity. Okay, so if I heat sink across, I'd be able to set up a missile shot. But I could also just use System Security B for safety. I don't need to use heat sink for that move either. I think I need to do as much damage as I possibly can this turn as well, so this is going to be toggle cannon, missile shot. And then the incoming damage this turn is 4. So I'll burn out the corrupted core and wait. All shield lost there. I'm going to move 1 space over, launch an attack drone, and then flex move just to give myself many more options on future turns. This blocks all incoming damage. I get an additional shield. The enemy takes the damage. Attack drone would help us in that middle line again. I'm going to use the System Security B this turn so that I can actually start generating some more basic armor rather than losing it consistently here. Missile shot, great, happy to see you. Although I probably just have to use the EMP slug so that I don't take that much damage when I try and walk away here. EMP slug, 1 damage, and then I move over to the left. I get to keep my evade. Oh, do I want to take the 2 armor here? I leave myself without movement at all. I'm not okay with doing that. I'm going to take the 2 damage against my shield. That's great. Move 1 over to the left, leech, and basic shot for the kill.
Another W battalion.
Rightmost guard gains retained for the rest of the combat, and reroll again. I mean, I could just consistently keep a battalion in the left of my hand and just keep creating additional copies of it. Well, no, actually, this would get me to play it for free without exhausting it. The only thing is, it already has exhaust on it, so it would still exhaust anyway, so admin wants to just be upgraded to be 0 cost, I guess. Rightmost card gains recycle for the rest of the combat. Whenever you play it, put it back atop your deck. Oh, I don't think there's anything I really want to recycle like that either. Man, I want more damage options, but are all of my damage options just going to be battalions? At the moment, I guess so. Oh, that makes so much, such a better time for us. Energy refund. Gain 1 energy every time you play a 3+ energy cost card. Battalion, battalion. And any copies of them that I make. Jettison Hatch, you may remove 2 cards at a repair field, and I suppose that I will take advantage of that. I'm going to get 2 of these basic shots out of the deck, because they are the least efficient part of my deck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Faulty jump point! We're way too close to a black hole!
I'd prefer not to be compressed into an infinitely small point today.
If we don't jettison something right now, we're in big trouble.
Large Boulder's EMP Slug.
Or backup stick. Ugh, I don't want to get rid of backup stick. I was using that.
I'm gonna lose half the hull. I'm not about it, but we at least do have a heal.
Okay, that was a close one. Everyone all right?
I've had worse.
Another repair yard. Do I want to remove another 2? It's going to be very difficult to justify playing a basic block in a world where I always have access to System Security B. But it's also the only other block that I naturally have in this deck. It's a bit hard to commit to the removal, but I think I will. I also hope I didn't need those, Cleo. Play leftmost card for free and then exhausted. Goodbye, Battalion. I'm gonna leech off the enemy, prevent myself from taking that damage, and Corrupted Core. Hell yeah. That's a good first turn. And yes, I can confirm now that the Strong Start is doubling, or rather adding 1 to the bonus of the first shield that I collect. Which is not how I thought it would work, but it's okay. I'm fine with it. Let's use Serenity first. Second. I think I'm just going to use this as a setup turn for future turns. And parallel shift stuff over. Then I have to toggle my cannon, but it's not going to change the amount of damage I take this turn. In order to use backup stick on Battalion. Just so I have another copy of it in the future deck. I could drone shift these attack drones over one more time in order to concuss the enemy, but... and also block incoming damage. It's already concussing the enemy. Okay, let me reorient. Send out the EMP slug. For damage points, you see. And then move one space over in order to launch an attack drone. Oh no, I could have just moved them to... Ah, dang it. Ooh, I can get both my attack drones to concuss both of the missile bays of the enemy this turn. Seems good to me. And that'll also allow me to get an energy drone out for my defense. Throw some aggressive armoring at the enemy, so that they're still taking damage this turn. Do I really want to relocate with heatsink if I know that I'm going to be putting my cockpit directly in front of a danger zone for the enemy? This actually seems like one of the safest positions for me to be standing in. I suspect I'll commit to it. I could parallel shift in order to use Battalion again. I love it. My shield drone is lined up with the cockpit area that wouldn't be taking extra damage. Or wouldn't even be taking damage, rather. And I can even pop out a basic dodge. This could certainly be going a lot worse. I can save some of my potential best tools, and I will, by moving one space over and launching an attack drone. So I get to keep my 2 attack drones on the fire, and I only lose an attack drone rather than a shield drone to the enemy's cannon. I'm going to fire against the place that's already armored, for the aggressive armoring to only do 2 damage, but it doesn't otherwise increase the enemy's viability, and then throw out a flex move to get some more resources for later. Gotta love this game. So the music is slapping. I usually don't even notice the music in games. That's just a me thing. That's not... games have good music. I'm just not good at hearing music. One thing at a time, for my brain. I'm gonna drop a battalion out on the field and then I'm gonna run away. Yeah, like that. Not killing the enemy yet this turn. Moving the enemy one to the left is closer. And it keeps my aggression on the field. Heatsink and gain some temporary shielding. And that'll do it. EMP slug for the finish. That's floor 2. Bay overload, backup stick, thermal battery. I mean, thermal battery, right? I have so much serenity and heat prevention. It only makes sense. Extra energy, possibility of drawing more cards. Love it. Ares Cannon V2 replaces the Ares Cannon V2. Your inactive cannon is armored. At the start of your turn, if you don't have a war mode in hand, gain one. Both cannons are active until next turn. The thing is, I'm not really using cannons as much as my drone bay, so that doesn't make that much sense for me. Warp Mastery replaces Warp Prep. Gain 3 shield and 3 evade on the first turn. Not half bad. There's also Glass Cannon.
Oh, the extra energy again. I do like it. That's good.
Thing is, I'm also eventually getting to the point where the extra energy is not useful, and I don't have the ability to put more card draw in this deck especially. So maybe it's Warp Mastery. Maybe it's just the safety. I think it's Warp Mastery. Ares in war mode. No, yeah, most of my stuff is elsewise. And also, my cannons would be taking big damn. Yep, let's go with the Warp Mastery. I feel like I made a hard and good decision there.
Oh, yes. It's time for the battalion.
There you go, buddy. Would have loved it there were a better way to resolve that. Alas. I'm okay to take 1 damage this turn. But I don't want to take 2, so I wouldn't want to be able to toggle my weapons twice. Okay, least I can do this turn would be moving out of the way and putting up an energy drone. Yeah, I'm seldom going to want to be in this position to attack that because obviously it will unveil my brittle cockpit to the enemy's 3 damage there. So I will aggressively armor. Then heat sink away. I suppose now I'll flex move for 1 more. And then end my turn. Yeah. Oh boy, not doing a huge amount of damage to this enemy at the moment. Let's gain some serenity. Gain some more serenity. Pop off the thermal battery. I will toggle the cannon so that I can line up an appropriate EMP slug. For incoming damage from the enemy, I can use the battalion in a much better position now, and I will indeed. I don't want to parallel shift them, that'd hurt them. Yeah, I have no real reason to do anything different about this hand at the moment. I guess I could do 1 more damage if I moved it across. Nah, I'm fine. Enemy still moves. There we go, like that. Damaging the enemy is so hard right now, though. The temp shielding they gain every turn is a lot. Missile shot and EMP slug are basically our only big damage, and if they have the temp shield up, they're not taking damage on those turns. I can't use more aggressive armoring at this point. Makes it far too hard to actually strike with the missiles. Or it would, rather, if I did it again. Yeah, I don't see much better for that turn, unfortunately. I think I need to start using my resources for damage. So that'd be like... that goes that way. And then I move over. I launch out a missile shot. And then I move back. Huge resource expenditure, but I'm doing damage. On this turn, it's almost impossible for me to... well, it's not impossible for me to do damage, actually. Hang on. Also, what is the status effect it applies? Oh, it's going to be power drive, obviously. I'm set on just avoiding that by not being there when that happens. It's a plan. Going to rotate to the other cannon, move one space over, fire an EMP slug, so I'll still get 1 damage in on the enemy this turn. Also, I develop a attack drone, which is worth something. Surely. Let's fire a missile shot against this enemy, and then an aggressive armoring and follow up. If I move over 1 space and also move my line 1 space... oh, I could have done that with the parallel shift. Oops. Put myself in a position to do a bunch of damage to the enemy. Now they are almost dead. Almost got him. Let's just full block what the enemy's doing this turn. And that'll do it. Missile shot. Long fights here, and I really think I'm still putting damage into this deck, so oh boy. Overclock B, no reason not to take this. It is boost 2 and draw 2 cards. Okay, theoretically there are reasons not to take this, like you want to fish other things randomly out of an exhaust pile, or you expect that only your enemy is going to give you statuses, so you don't want to get whatever. I want Overclock B. I do need to go to a repair yard, and I think I've got to upgrade for damage. So damage is represented in an upgrade on the EMP slug. I can get that to have 5 damage and 2 heat. Could also, for what it's worth, upgrade the second copy of Battalion, get another Attack Drone Mark II setup out. It just feels like that terminates. Missile Shot, obviously. Again, I could upgrade this. Whoa! Oh no, Missile Shot B. I got it. Missile Shot B also exhausts, so unfortunately there's not an infinite source of corrode on the enemy, but Missile Shot A would be 6 damage. Which I'm gonna take. Because it's 6 damage without including more burn, which the other option would have. Do I want an event, or do I want an additional repair yard? I want an additional repair yard, thank you. Sure, make a temp copy of the Battalion. I'll play my temp copy of the Battalion. I definitely don't want to play Thermal Battery right now, as the status Heat would give me a second copy, and I don't want that. Ooh, good time for a missile shot A, it looks like right now. Pop a Serenity first, and then we find a perfect turn in the Corrupted Core. Missile shot. I mean, I can develop an energy drone, but I'm not doing that much this turn, unfortunately. Wait, Overclock B is 2 cost? I could have sworn Overclock B had no cost. That's why I was like, you don't not draft this, right? It is strictly good, right? No, it totally... Okay, whoops. Yeah, I'll summon an energy drone, and I will end my turn. Okay, what are the cards they're giving me? Unplayable comm jams that I'm not able to burn out of the deck, except for, I guess, with the admin deploy, one would imagine. So yeah, that's got to be stopped. Someone's got to stop them doing that. Otherwise my entire deck becomes junk and then I do no damage, which wouldn't be good. And drop a basic dodge, toggle the cannon, fire the leech. Aggressive armoring this turn would only actually do 2 damage. See, if I were already naturally lined up with one of their armored areas, I would use it, but not right now. Especially because they have so few unarmored areas. Yeah, let's toggle the cannon, fire with the EMP slug. I can move 1 space over to the left and then launch another attack drone. 1 damage to the enemy and I protect myself. And yeah, I'd probably prefer to move 1 space to the left, right again after that. So I'll heat sink for it. Overclock B. The enemy's not actually putting statuses on me right now, so I would be able to just line that up for the future. I think that's probably a good idea as well. Full missile shot to the enemy as well. End the turn. Next time I gain a status, I will gain twice as much. And cool, an energy drone doesn't count for that, but shield does? Wait, flex move gains me both drone shift and evade. Will I gain both of those at the same time? And will both of them get the double? I don't remember how many dodge I had before I did that, which is going to make it difficult for me to tell. But, seems good. Yeah, I'm just going to save my entire crew from this. Oh! Time to get the Battalion out. I move 1 over to the left, I re-roll my hand, putting the Battalion A at the very front. I admin deploy it, as it's already going to be exhausting itself. And then if I want to do full damage to the enemy, I'll parallel shift 1 space over. Aggressive armoring, and then I simply bring those units back into play. I can even heatsink behind them and watch them take out the Scarab. Oh, Missile Shot B, so an upgraded version that will have the Corrode on the enemy. There's also Spacer. Oh, that's so cool! It's a retain card that has 0 cost in hand, so and it exhausts. So it'll stick on your left side, so it'll be targetable for certain effects, but also this will give you control over when you draw the next top card of your deck, so you can do some tricky stuff with this, I imagine. I'm going to be taking the Missile Shot B because I still need that much more damage in the cycle, but happy to see Spacer there too.
Stay out of this sector. Huh? Why? The messed up shit that's glowing in the asteroid thing, it's gotta have some kind of exotic tech, and it's gonna be mine. Oh, good to know.
Their cannon over on the far right side there is concussible. Interesting. Also got an admin deploy in hand so I can get the battalion out for free. Start with Serenity, which is going to be the thing that gets boosted here as well. As much as I want to play the Battalion A, the Missile Shot getting that corrosion out earlier rather than later is so much better. Do I move out of the way entirely? So 1, 2, 3, and then use Battalion over here. Yes, and I do that because it actually allows me to develop more. So I move one space over, and then I attack drone. And then I move 2 more spaces, and then I use admin deploy to play Battalion out. And Battalion is not only going to be giving me a shield, I've also got 2 attack drones here just ready for future turns, and I've got 1 attack drone hitting a weak enemy, and it's concussing that part as well, preventing the enemy from summoning a missile. It wasn't in a ridiculous amount of damage set up that turn, but it does set me up with so many more tools for future turns. I'm gonna heat sink over. Can't really use Missile Shot at the moment, unfortunately. But if I rotate my cannon, I can make another copy of Missile Shot. Do I think I need another copy of Missile Shot in this deck at this point? No, I think I've already accomplished that. So I think I just do some damage. Oh, yeah, that's a Seeker over on the side as well. Oof. Thankfully, reroll will protect me against that. Yeah, I'm going to toggle which cannon's active and fire aggressive armoring. Then if I flex move, I can get myself into a better position as well as set up for mid-row object movements later, which I imagine I might need next turn. Yeah, because otherwise those mid-row objects wouldn't be doing anything to the enemy this turn. Move them 1 to the left, summon some large boulders, parallel ship them back, and back, and back. Boom. Cloud Save! Return an exhausted card to your hand. The upgrade can give you 2 exhausted cards, or it can return... oh, interesting. It can return for 0 cost. So I need to have a look at the keyword buoyant now. At the start of the combat, this card is always drawn first. It doesn't necessarily retain or anything like that. Okay, so it's not as ridiculous as it could possibly be. I could get another copy of Serenity, which is never bad. Unless I have to pay something for it, and I would have to upgrade Cloud Save to even be able to use it that way. Solar Flare. Ooh, this is a lot better in this deck, not only because I have the Serenity consistently to be able to ignore the downside of this, but also because if I totally stun the enemy, my turrets are still taking turns. Solar Flare is what I want. Oh boy. I think it still only makes sense to start up on this turn. So, launch the Battalion out, basic dodge, heat sink my way across. I can Serenity before a Solar Flare in order to just take a free turn here. Love it. Another 4 damage against the enemy. And obviously, like, I get to, you know, wait until they're in a much better position. Let's pop a flex move. And I'm just going to move to full safety for everyone. Keep up the damage, Battalion. If I move the enemy field over 1 to the left, I can hit him with a slug for some good damage. I could get 1 more burn and then overclock B, getting ready for Serenity. But it's draw this turn. So it'd be good for some things, it'd be awful for some others. I'll just wait until the next turn. Got him. Missile shot and aggressive armoring for the kill. Dice roll. Discard 2 random cards. So this effectively, you know, at the end of your turn, if you have anything that you really still don't want, just get rid of it and do a little bit of damage and get some temp shield. That does actually feel like it has an appeal in this deck. I'm taking it. Piercer, your first attack each turn pierces, or permanently gain 3 max hull, and plus heal 3 on pickup. I like the idea of Piercer because it could introduce a world where I get to kill someone under their armor. Adaptive plating, 1 max hull and 1 heal every time you defeat a boss or elite. So after I defeat the final enemy in the entire run, I'm gonna get 1 more hull for the cutscenes at the end. Boy, I still need upgrades. Thermal battery. If you less turned up when I have boost, I'd be much better with you. I think I probably need to upgrade like another battalion or something. I just don't have any way to really increase my damage turn after turn after turn after turn, you know? Other than getting more things out on the field, but the problem is the enemy then takes them down, so... I mean, you know, there's upgrading EMP slug for more damage. It's not the world's worst thing. But it's close.
It's so cute you guys use the piercer. I just pierce to start with.
Battalion out would be protection here. Let's do it. And then I can even pop a flex move to get ready for the future. I'm probably happier losing the shield drone, to be entirely frank. So I will use one of these drone moves to move the shield drone into danger over on the left. And then that reveals my dice roll to be able to do some damage. Hey! Okay, that's cool. So, because it's not part of the cost, it's part of the effect, discard 2 random cards will work if I have 1 random card in hand or 0 random cards in hand. I guess it discarded itself as the second card, but I can only assume that if I had it by itself, I would still be able to fire it because it's not part of the cost, it's part of the effect. So you do as much of the effect as is possible. Like if the enemy has 1 health, your card says do 500 damage, you still kill them. You just do as much of the effect as is possible, which is 1 damage at that point. Assuming, right? I haven't directly observed that interaction yet. What's this? Wing, the enemy is going to do something? Do they have to? Do they, must they? I'm going to parallel shift things over, launch an energy drone to protect me against any incoming effect. Oh, they retracted their wings. I see, I see. They're about to extend their wings again. They're about to gain some armor. I think I can save Solar Flare for a worse turn. Especially because I'm taking no damage this. Well, it would be giving me a status effect if it hits. So I could move out of the way of that. Very easily. Launch an attack drone. No reason not to. I'll remove that and the corrupted core. Yeah, sure. I'll take a breezy turn.
Oh, I really like how they keep reformatting their ship though.
Hey, I can even leech to prevent their armor gain here. Love it, love it. Let's leech, gain some dodge, and watch as I only lose a cannon I'm fine with losing. Annoyingly, I exactly want now the Solar Flare. Alas, it's not available. Okay, if I move these over to the left, I can then fire my Missile Shot B. And I'm also going to use the aggressive armoring at this point. I think this is an appropriate time. Finally, I can just move my own body out of the way. It cost me 3 of aid to do so. But yeah, I have faith that that will be right. All I need to do is simply toggle the cannon, fire an EMP, and watch him die. Missile shot, shuffle shot, admin deploy. The shuffle shot is randomize the order of the cards in your hand, not even invert them. Admin deploy again. I'm gonna skip those, thank you. One final upgrade, or do I want to fight Cleo? I really don't want to fight and lose here and then not be able to do the final fight on the hardest mode here. And it's weird, I don't actually feel that strong. Am I?
Yeah, kinda.
Really depends on whether or not I have the support in the early game to be able to keep my battalion objects out without taking that much damage. And that's entirely down to what the enemy is doing. I have nothing to know about what you're doing. What would be the most impactful upgrade I can make? Admin deploy, playing something for free. Kind of minimal. Attack drone? Upgrade that to either have a bubble or shoot twice. Shoot twice, be attack mark 2 rather. And neither of the upgrades make solar flare magnetic. I'd really like to keep that in hand. Energy drone with a bubble? Keep the defense. I like it.
Back in again. Yep, I survived 3 milliseconds last time, a new record.
What if you did get full control?
I'm afraid of that.
Incoming damage this turn would be small. So I can concuss both of those cannons. How do I get the most impactful battalion, though? Like, I could play a battalion and then use an EMP slug, but... Oh boy, definitely don't want to use an EMP slug. I want to use flex move, because I still have the boost. Battalion protects me against damage this turn, but it only protects me against 1 damage in order to do 1 damage. That seems so... bleh. Toggle which cannon's active. I take no damage to the enemy. Oh, they got a lot of health. I can toggle the cannon and fire, but there's almost no great reason to do that. He takes 3 damage here, starts avoiding other things. I think I parallel shift. And then I wonder if I move them 1 more space to play an attack drone and then move it back over 1 space left. It puts pretty good damage out on the field. And it maintains resources that I'd really like to maintain. Okay, I definitely need to get the entire missile shot against the enemy out. I don't think I can use that entire missile shot this turn without extreme expenditure of movement. 2 is a fair price to pay. I toggle cannon, I'm going to move 1 space over, fire the missile shot, and then move 1 space back. Which invites 1 damage into my life. Get rid of the corrupted core. I'm not going to use aggressive armoring. The fight's going to go way too long to do that. Overclocking before Serenity would be sick. I'm probably having to use a evade as well as a drone shift this turn. Having extra energy on a falling turn actually seems like it'd be reasonable. Okay, let's get an energy drone out. Pop a Serenity. Pop the basic dodge. I move one to the left. Everything else moves one to the... Sorry, I move one to the right. Everything else moves one to the left. We can cuss the spaces that would be taking out our drones. Still get some good damage in there. Most of my damage definitely is from the corrode so far. I don't have the ability to set up a missile shot that can do two things at the same time right now. We get some trash out of my deck. Do I want to play the security systems? It's one more positive armor, but I also have to draw it again next turn. No. Finally gotten through the enemy's shield. Now, unless they have more shields, we're fine. What? This is actually pretty cool. I'm going to toggle my cannon. I'm going to fire a leech in order to prevent a missile from erupting. And then I could move one space over. But I also want to get the energy for the next turn. I'm just going to burn the trash. I was thinking of developing the large boulders, but realistically, I'm just developing a boulder into a death for that boulder. Here we go. This is where I want to put out my battalions. I'm very happy to see it. Let's go battalion. And then do I solar flare? Unfortunately, the backup stick would hit security system B. I'm solar flaring, yeah. No enemy intents this turn. You intend to do nothing. Really don't want to lose two of those. I'm going to move one space over, which is very expensive, but I'll do it. Hit the armored space with aggressive armoring. Then develop a flex move. And I want to move those one space over. So I'm losing at least one less attack drone. We're about halfway through the enemy's health. Fight's still getting pretty difficult here. I could overclock B and then immediately basic dodge. Just give myself a lot more dodge for future rounds. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna need that dodge. Perfect. This EMP slug prevents me from taking any damage this turn. And I can just burn a trash. I don't want to move anywhere, obviously. Great opportunity to get a missile shot A out here. Use thermal battery, a slug, and the missile shot to do as much damage as is even humanly possible this round. And I think this is going to take us to our first hardest win, which means I'm going to be playing on hardest, I imagine, from now on. Unless the game gets even harder than this, which is possible. I'm going to admin deploy to get some extra temp shield this turn, and then reroll for even more temp shield, and then I'm going to watch the enemy die. This is going to unlock our 4th ship. A penchant for punishment. We're going to run on the hardest difficulty.
You are going stronger. Who shall it be this time?
Oh boy, which of these characters am I going to keep for the longest period of time in my squad? I could do Isaac. There's a lot of different builds in Isaac. Could do Drake. Could do Max. I could do any of the 3. I'm going to take Isaac. It's the top of the list.
Whoa, this is just like my dream.
Tell me about this dream.
In the dream, I'm saving all my friends. And I have a cool sword.
This dream of yours is unrelated.
T-minus 218 days. Dizzy, your new assistant starts today.
Hello, sir. I'm Isaac, a drone specialist.
Sir? Assistant? Oh, forget all that. We don't have titles here.
I absolutely have a title, and it's security officer.
Yeah, and she stands in the corner with a big cool gun to make sure no bad guys steal the car.
Correct.
In all seriousness, though, she is here to keep us safe.
The mission statement only specifies the core. Personnel are considered expendable.
Huh. Okay, didn't know that. Cool. Anyways, welcome aboard, Isaac.
I'll do my best not to be expendable.
Alright, that took a good long time right there, obviously. A little bit of thinking gotta go on, and of course we had the 30 minutes of the first run in there also. But clocking in at 1 hour and 47 minutes, and on the seed that is currently listed on the screen, I'm gonna hit the continue button, getting across to our progress. I believe getting 40 artifacts found is the trigger condition for another one of the ships being released. However, we have unlocked Gemini. So, what's Gemini? A powerful ship with dual cannons and missile bays, which cycle after every card played. So this starts with Warp Prep, which we've seen before, gain a shield and invade on the first turn, as well as Gemini Core. After you play a card, toggle both your active cannon and missile bay. Oh, that's interesting. So like a reposition fire kind of... I'm excited for it. And we'll check that out in the next episode. But until then, my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game, well, it's been Cobalt Core. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below, streaming past all the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays, and our brother thank you, and a special thanks this episode to Dyla. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.